Oh, head, neck, and face.
I've been to the doctor 3 times.
Kind of weird.
And not one with people straight answers. I'm just gonna try and push through every day, you know, just until I get my blood work back on. It's supposed to be Wednesday. I know, and just make sure you don't, you know, like, I really all it needs is like rice.
So you'll have me all day today, because I will not be here tomorrow. You'll have Miss Ann for modalities in the morning, and then 2:02 in the afternoon. Let me know if you got any questions on the schedule. We always reserve the right to make changes. Thursday, I'm at leadership conference. Oh, gosh. That sounds awesome, doesn't it? And there's a dinner afterward even, during the Auburn basketball game.
Oh, that's exciting.
So good.
That's amazing.
So good. Okay. Anybody else creeped out with this photo here? It's a little weird, isn't it? I don't know.
Being kidnapped.
It's all kind of strange.
You just changed the radio station.
All right, so we got to learn about lots of bony landmarks and surface anatomy. So we'll start. We've got regions to think about here. From this anterior lateral view here, get a little laser out here. This one work. How much fun. So our temporalis region here, obviously. Zygomatic arch at your cheekbone here. Okay. Condyle of the mandible. So we're going to talk about the TMJ, the temporomandibular joint. Does anybody have TMJ issues at all? Nobody? Good. I'm glad, because it's not a lot of fun. Open your mouth and feel that bone that kind of protrudes out. And then when you close your mouth, it kind of goes back in. That's your condyle of your mandible right there. This fold, you don't need to worry about those folds and things. Masseter, clench your jaw. Feel a big, powerful, huge, powerful muscle right through here. That's your mandible. It's your masseter. Obviously, your corner of your mouth, that's pretty obvious. Sternocleidomastoid, pretty unique muscle that comes down and splits. One part goes to the clavicle, and one part goes to the sternum. Attaches back here at the mastoid process. So, one you'll probably treat a good bit if you work in orthopedics. Trapezius, we've had that several times now. Scalenes, deeper anterior muscle. God, please move that thing. We'll talk about the scalene triangles and the anterior and posterior triangle of the neck. What is this called? Glabella. If you've got a unibrow, that's where your glabella sits, in between your eyes. Nasohala. It's a philtrum. I've never heard that term before. We'll go with it. The base of the mandible, obviously here. Hyoid bone. There are lots of muscles that are attached to the hyoid bone. I will be really nice and not make you learn the attachments of those. The omohyoid, the supra, infra, all these crazy hyoid bones. We'll talk about them as a group, kind of like we did the suboccipital region. The thyroid cartilage. So if you come down onto your trachea and you run your fingers up and down, you feel those little ridges, right? That is your thyroid cartilage here. And you've got your thyroid gland as well, close by. Jugular notch we've already talked about. So, yeah, you start to learn these surface anatomy is going to be vital. lot to cover with that. Okay, so here's that anterior and posterior triangle that I just mentioned. The anterior portion of the triangle, the base, if you will, would be the base of the mandible. Okay. Trachea here. Sternocleidomastoid. So that makes up the anterior triangle here. What might you find in there, in this anterior triangle?
Artery,
What was that?
the artery,
Which artery?
isn't that
It's your carotid, right
Carotid.
there, yeah. That's where you can feel your pulse, right? Okay. Posterior triangle is again that sternocleidomastoid again. Base this time is the clavicle, and then the trapezius. Anything within that triangle significant? You can access the first rib and the beginnings of the brachial plexus there. So if you get hit there, everybody's heard that term stinger injury in football and so forth, or if you land on your head, you feel like that's where this occurs. It's usually blunt trauma through here that puts everything in a shooting pain followed by like feeling like a dead arm. That's that stinger injury that you'll hear about from time to time. We will explore and palpate here in a few minutes. Let's get to some more. The bones of the head and the face. Lots to think about here. Goodness gracious. So when you guys had anatomy, did they make you learn all these good things? Okay, good. So this is all review. We don't even need to go over it, right?
Well, I did backwards.
We've got a couple of skeletons with just face, so make sure you learn these things. You will see them again. Anything out here that really jumps out? This is criminal, not criminal. You spelling geniuses will make it out to be. It's an ethmoid, not ethnoid. Temporal, frontal, parietal, I think y'all pretty much know those. Sphenoid, nasal bone, zygomatic arch, vomer, and the nose. Anybody broken their nose before? It's always fun. Did you actually break the bone, or did you just displace the cartilage?
Yeah, no, it was broken in that car wreck that I had. There's still a big bump right there where it broke.
I bet that looked good.
When I woke up in the hospital, I had stitches because it tore all the way up here. Like I've got 20-year-old scars, so you might not even see them, but I had stitches all up in my face right there.
Always fun. So if we look from a posterior view, make sure you recognize the sutures of the skull. We've got a sagittal suture, lambdoidal suture, parietal lobe here, occiput, we've talked about, superior nuchal line, which is the point in the back, goes from the external occipital protuberance moving laterally is that superior nuchal line. That's where the upper trapezius is going to originate. Mastoid process, big thick bone right behind the ear. Maxilla, this is the posterior view of that, and the mandible here. So all kinds of good bony prominences to think about when we start talking about all this surface anatomy. Oh boy, so much fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything there that you don't need to know. No, it's pretty much all of that is necessary there. Yeah. At least it's color coded for you, right? Inferior view, oh man, I remember this one to the day I die. Anatomy, oh. Turned over skull. Foramen, how are we gonna learn how to spell foramen this part of the semester?
No.
What other ones? It's not Palestine, it's Palestine.